So this is outrageous. The CEO of Whole Foods, John Mackey, just gave good advice, and as usual, leftists and other leftist types absolutely lose their mind. I've said this before, there is no silver bullet, but the best healthcare plan, the best way to increase the probability that you remain healthy and decrease the probability and decrease the frequency you'll need to go to the hospital or the ER or the doctor, besides a checkup and some routine healthcare, the best way is to cut the nonsense out of your diet and take responsibility for your own health and your own body. Start moving right in your own living room if that's what you need to do. Jumping jacks are free. It is the number one thing you can do for your own health. It's not a silver bullet, but it's a massively beneficial thing that you can do, and it'll dramatically decrease the probability you run into any problems later on in life. It'll dramatically decrease the probability you run into the highly common health ailments that Americans run into: heart disease, cardiovascular disease, heart attack, high blood pressure, stroke, etc., etc. The facts are crystal clear. A good, clean diet and being active, shedding some of that weight, can be extraordinarily beneficial, not only for physical health, but mental health as well. How many overweight people with anxiety or depression are sitting on a couch eating terrible foods, not taking care of themselves? Before you clamor and scream for everyone else to take care of you, take care of yourself. And there's no hate or ridicule in what I'm saying. I say this because that person that doesn't take care of themselves and just can't bring themselves to have some personal responsibility, they've just been duped. They've just been told that they need to be taken care of, but they can't actually do it. I only say this because if they did take care of themselves, 9 times out of 10, that person will see a significant improvement in their life, in the way they feel and what they're able to do physically without getting out of breath. They'll have some actual accomplishment that they can truly be proud of, and they can have some real improvement to their self-esteem, and it would actually be well-deserved. It would be based on something real, unlike how we do it now, where just by merely existing, you get the ribbon and you get the trophy, and you're told you're great and beautiful all the time, just like Cosmopolitan has told you. Or rather, they said this is healthy and put a picture of some overweight people on there. It's not healthy. It's not even up for debate. I don't even know what they're talking about. You see, this caused a frenzy, what John Mackey said here. People are so terrified of personal responsibility, and they're terrified that this ever gains traction because they're convinced that that might lead to them not being taken care of by everyone else. And I can guarantee you the government doesn't like this either. Just take COVID, for example. I've said this before too. What is the simplest way to boost your immune system? And what is the best way to bring about healthy lungs, a healthy heart, and a healthy body? Well, dieting, eating clean, and exercising, moving around, getting that weight off, having a healthier cardiovascular system, which all the things I just mentioned will give you. Again, it's not a silver bullet, but it absolutely will help. And what is the number one thing you have not heard? Not from any politician or Dr. Fauci, but the easiest thing you can do for yourself that doesn't require any mandate to be posed on others is for you to start eating clean, start dieting, and start exercising. I have not heard that yet. If I missed it, let me know, but I haven't heard it. And that seems to be very, very telling. After all, the more you take care of yourself, the less government needs to take care of you. And the less government takes care of you, the less that frees you up to be irresponsible. Now, leftist types will scoff at this and try and call it out for being some sort of conservative Republican way of thinking, but that is pure BS. All this is great advice. All this is the truth. It really isn't even open for debate. You take care of yourself, and you will dramatically reduce the probability that you need any sort of high level of medical care. It's not 100%. Outlier situations do happen, but I am talking about the average person. And like I said, this goes along with COVID as well, and for so many other far-reaching health ailments that Americans suffer from. If you put as much energy into taking care of yourself as you do with screaming for Washington, D.C. to take care of you, or rather having Washington, D.C. force your neighbors to take care of you, if you put more energy into taking care of yourself, you might not need to worry that much anyway in the first place, because you took care of yourself, which is absolutely not impossible in any sense. Ask yourself, In the past few months, have you consistently watched what you ate? Did you stop yourself at the grocery store from buying some sugar-laden nonsense? Did you say, let's see what happens if I get some fresh meat and vegetables and live off that for a while and work out and take care of my body? Have you said, I've been watching too much Netflix, too many movies, too many shows, been playing too many video games. I'm going to get up and move my body, get the blood flowing, move my joints, utilize my muscles as a human naturally should. If you have, great, don't stop and keep it up. If you haven't, and you keep clamoring for some universal health coverage or Medicare for all, you are quite literally that stereotypical person that wants welfare yet refuses to even try and do anything for themselves, which those types of people do exist without a doubt, by the way, despite the fact that people like me get told we're crazy and mean-spirited for ever even suggesting such a thing. But in regard to healthcare, if you scoff at basic great advice like this, like what John Mackey has said here, if you scoff at it and refuse to take care of yourself and demand that everyone else change their lifestyle and get taxed more so you can be taken care of, you are that leech. You are that parasite, despite what Cosmopolitan magazine says about you being healthy while you're overweight. They are flat out wrong. And there is decades and decades of science and data proving them wrong. You are that leech. But the wonderful thing is that you can change that in a single moment. All you have to do is take responsibility for your own health. Get rid of the sugar-filled crap in your cupboards, get some of those vegetables, keep track of your weight and calories and lower calories until your weight starts to go down, keep a good protein intake, work out, and bam, you've just vastly increased the probability that health problems won't be a dire issue in your life. And on top of all of that, you can actually develop a disciplined mind where some small problem doesn't send you into a tailspin where you start demanding everyone else stop what they're doing to help you. You can actually be responsible for yourself. It is possible for the average person to do this. Human capabilities do not change that much from generation to generation, but human expectations can change on a dime. Unfortunately, far too many people have been filled with the expectation that everyone else take care of them. This is a recipe for disaster, and in the end, in the long run, there's no way we'd be able to take care of everyone anyway, even if we wanted to, if this total aversion to self-responsibility spreads any more throughout society than it already has. But that is all for now. Like and subscribe. Take it easy.